We are live. Welcome, everybody. Huge day.
Huge.
Big day.
Big.
Welcome in, everybody. First time chats.
Big, huge. Big, huge fun day.
Happy Friday, everybody. We've
Hello.
got a big day.
Rattlecan says tardy is a word. I've been telling you, Chris never is on time.
Oh.
2:03.
Whoa.
Christopher.
Hey.
It's 2:03.
Hey, everybody.
What's going on, Mo?
We have
Hello.
big day. Gabriel, subscribe for a what? Thank you so much. Not our Gabriel, a different Gabriel.
What's going on, everybody? Big, says Brutal Burrito.
We've got Brutal Burrito, Okrin, Paint Liquor, Wad. Welcome in, everybody. It's giveaway day. It's painting day.
Did you know that Okran is responsible for William?
I am. Yes, Okrin is also responsible for reminding us about paint workups and helping chat remind people about when we did things. Thank you for William. Who's your hold giveaway, you say?
Did you just spin that into a positive?
Yeah. Oh, you guys.
He just spun that. He just spin doctored that into a positive thing.
That's a positive thing.
Mr.
Party.
Glitch. What is going on, everybody? The new guy in cyber. Hello.
Oh, stick around, Black Wolf.
Hello.
71 months subscribed. Thank you so much. 71 months.
What's going on, Tim?
Holy
Doghouse Hobbies.
Black Wolf. That is a long time.
That's a lot.
71.
That's a lot.
One
So,
might say be hyped.
Black Wolf remembers the old building where we had just gotten Cora and we brought her to work and had her in like a dog pen, and he would come and mess with her.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, we're getting Tax Frost sub with a Prime 2 months. Thank you so much. You guys, it's a big day today. There it is. There's the hat that goes on backwards. It's a Friday.
It's time.
Welcome in.
It's time to get freaking serious.
It is giveaway day. We'll be doing that later in the stream, so stay tuned. There's going to be 3 waves of fun today. Ending.
He still hasn't told me. I still don't believe him, chat.
Technically there's 4 waves of fun.
feel like...
Oh, Awkwardish with the rate of 30.
I feel like... Hello, Raiders.
It's a big
What's
day.
going on, Awkwardish? I feel like Chris is lying because every time I've said, so what makes today such big, huge fun, Chris? And he goes, oh, you just wait.
So...
He goes, I've staged it together so that you won't have to deal with it all at once. It'll come to you slowly and in pieces.
Here's what I'll do. I can set the mood. Ready? Oh, look at that. We got party lights, everybody. Get hyped. There it is. We got party lights up in here now. And there's a fly in here. Dang it. He's ruining my mojo. Get ready, everybody. Big day. Awkwardish with the rate of 30. Huge day, everybody. I'm hyped. You're hyped. We're hyped. Jason is gonna get there. Papa Chicken with the 7-stream streak.
Jason is going to get there.
They call me DJ B-roll.
Oh, my God. Nobody's ever called him that, but we should.
DJ B-roll.
His name is now DJ B-roll.
DJ B-roll. Get ready, everybody. Would you like the first stage of fun? Would you like the first stage of fun?
I'm scared now, Chris.
It's a crowd favorite. Would you like to hear the first stage of fun?
What do you think, chat?
Chat?
All right, we'll wait to see if we fire him.
Here's it. First stage of fun is... It's a new working sound box because our other one broke.
Did you get the exact same
Yeah,
one?
dude, check it out.
You found the exact same one?
Yeah, dude. Check it out.
Oh my
Press
God,
the buttons. Hype.
Dude,
Yes.
the fart is the best one, and it was like it was never available. It was like the
Wait a second. Wait. Go through these, Jason, for everybody.
this
Just
is
so that
the
everybody
this is
knows.
the golf clap.
We have a sound gate today.
Golf
so
clap. That's for when you tell a dad joke nobody laughs at.
There it is. Let's
Right.
show.
That's my favorite one. That's when you tell a dad joke that everybody does laugh at. There's the bomb. That's pretty lame, actually. There's a shotgun. I don't remember the shotgun. Okay.
That'll be for when I get fired, chat.
Yeah. That's the throwing dishes one.
Oh my gosh.
This one is weird because the other one had a dollar sign. This one has a euro sign.
Interesting.
So this one is not made in America.
Ah. Really?
That one we all know and love. That's the giveaway. We'll hear that one later as we give away a mega paint set for crying out loud.
That's a great one.
Oh,
dude.
the sproing is good.
See, chat, we're only at stage 1 of fun. Ooh, that's a great idea.
That's the light bulb going off. That's the great idea. Oh, that's a great idea.
Oh.
That's what you guys do to me all day.
Chat.
I don't appreciate the cat calling. That's what Jen does when I chase her around.
Now,
that's flatulence.
Super Bleeder, 2 months, 11 month stream.
That does not look like the picture for burp. That looks like the picture for yell. That was not what I was expecting.
Now, Jason,
if you go back to the cam,
we're gonna go back to the cam here.
That's what the burp was, and that looks like he's yelling, doesn't it?
It kind of does.
Why is that a burp?
Who knows? Who knows? Avian 7 streak. Welcome in, everybody.
Well, there you go,
It's giveaway.
Have fun with your new sound box there.
That's only one. Now, you like what sound on this? You like the fart sound, don't you?
I'm a big fan of fart sound.
Now, here's chat. Here is stage 2 of fun. We're gonna just hop right into stage 2.
Can I back up? Can I back up and say how scared I am right at this minute? Because he led into here is stage 2 of Super Awesome Fun Day. He led into that by asking me if my favorite sound was the fart sound.
Now, this is a great segue, ladies and gentlemen.
That's not a great segue.
There is something on Jason's desk that he will have to search for. That is fun stage number 2.
Oh my God.
What could it be? What could it be?
Is that like a fart buzzer? Did you hide a fart buzzer?
Let's look. Show chat. Like I said yesterday, chat. This will happen. This will happen very rarely.
It's good. It's bright colored because I would have not. It's called a fart button.
Check it out, chat. There it is.
He hit a fart button in and amongst the area where all of the painted models go.
Oh my goodness.
This is real?
Now, hit it.
Is it like smell-o-vision?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Is like green powder gonna come out of this thing? It looks like it would spew glitter out of these
holes.
holes.
No. Oh my gosh, that was perfect. Oh my God, that's so good. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we're 3 years old, chat. Oh.
How many are there?
I don't know.
How many are there? That was great. That was 2 different ones.
I don't know.
What the?
That was it for that one.
What the?
Oh my gosh.
That was a wet like cheek slapper right there.
I'm
That
dying
was not,
in here,
that
chat.
was not.
I'm dying. It's a little fun in the end there.
Oh my
no.
God.
Do it again. There might be another one.
I love how at the end it like has a little gift it gives at the end.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh my gosh. I don't know how many there are. Oh.
Oh, my
Wow.
head hurts.
That's hilarious.
My face hurts.
Worth it. Worth it. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I told you. We had to go straight into. Oh, dude. That's great. Oh, that's good. Good job, chat.
Chat.
From fired to getting a raise. Yeah, awkward-ish.
Do you see what I have to put up with, chat?
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. We're catching up, everybody. Welcome in.
You're sitting with your 85-year-old grandmother trying not to die laughing.
That's hilarious.
You know what? I think that's the whole, it's as an adult, there's still nothing funnier than pee-pee poo-poo jokes.
There's not.
You're right?
Nothing funny.
Farts and pee-pee poo-poo. Just saying pee-pee poo-poo brings me pleasure.
Oh my gosh.
But, that was the best one. It was so short. I want to be able to like go back to the good ones, but you got to like cycle all the way through them again or something.
What was that one? I don't even know.
I was like, okay.
Oh, dude. That one's horrible.
That one needs to check its pants. I love how it lights up according to the sound. It has like millions.
Oh, chat. Oh, you could smell that one.
Oh, that's enough.
Oh my gosh.
That's gonna go over there.
That is hilarious.
My face hurts. That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Stage 2.
If you choose not to laugh at farts, you choose to have less joy in your life and the same number of farts. Yes, exactly.
Oh man.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen.
Ginkgo says that sounds like me in the morning.
Oh, that's funny.
Now that's how you start a weekend. If fart jokes or sounds are never funny, then society has crumbled. Yes, that's when you know it is truly the end, when we can't sit here, press the fart button, and laugh uncontrollably.
Oh my gosh.
Imagine being the guy that got to record all these to develop the product. Okay, so you know the funny thing there is that it's probably like an 18-year-old in China assembling these things. And how would you like to be this Chinese kid, right, on like a 4-year contract down from your village to live in Guangzhou, right, and to be assembling electronic fart boxes,
I know.
And you're the end of line QA tester.
Oh
you
my
have to be
gosh.
like, you have to run it through and make sure it does every one. You have to have your ear finely tuned to make sure that fart number 15 is the right timbre on each of 1 million of these fart buttons that is produced. That right there, that person or people, those are my heroes.
Oh my
Those are my heroes.
For all of you tuning in, giveaway is going to happen later in the stream, so no worries just yet. We will announce that probably around, I would say, 350-ish. We've got one big mega set happening. We're going to do some kind of work up until then.
Oh, I have to paint?
There is many stages of fun, the last one being the giveaway, so
I'm going to go as far
I
as
haven't
to say
opened
Chris
the tickets
has killed
yet.
my productivity for the day because
maybe I did.
A fart button.
Maybe.
We're gonna put that right there.
Yeah, there you go.
We're gonna put that right there. And every now and then, when Chris asks me a question, Chris. Anything, something serious, something you would like to have as a serious quote for an upcoming painting video that you're thinking about.
How do I paint? There it is. There it is. I almost said, how do I dry brush? But I wanted to get even more back to basics. How do I just paint?
Flapsack Nickeljack says, I love the party lights are still going.
Yep.
I think he's just made a permanent thing here.
Oh, no, it's just happening now for the rest of the stream. Chat, just so that everybody coming in, typing in the giveaway, we are not doing the giveaway just yet. Stay tuned. I know I wanted everybody to...
You should start it.
I could.
You should start it.
Yeah, you know
Just
what?
start the giveaway so that people can go ahead and get their entries in.
Yeah, I could.
You got to be here to win.
You got to. That's what I'm saying.
You
got to
can't
be
not
here to
be
win.
here. You got to be here to win. You got to be following the channel, and you got to be a cool person.
Okay.
I don't know how to check on the last part. I'm assuming that if you're here and you stay till the end to see if you won something, you're probably pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and give you that one for free. But
probably. Let's see. I think, what is it? Timer duration. It's in minutes, 120 minutes, let's say.
Something like that.
Let's do it.
That'll take us to 4:17.
Confirm. Maybe. Oh, let's do it. 1 second. Hold. Hold.
You want an hour and 45, which would be 105 minutes, Christopher.
Perfect. That's why he's here, folks.
Maths.
I'm going to start the giveaway.
I'm here for maths.
You'll see it now. So type in !! giveaway, enter your raffle ticket, and start the hype. For all of you who are tuning in, welcome in. We're also painting a unit today. I know I know.
Chat, we're still coloring your unit.
And we're still coloring a unit, and there's going to be many tickets coming in, so be sure to hop in, claim your giveaway. You only need to type it once, everybody. It's going to be a big day. Here, I'm going to punch in. Oh, wow. Wasn't that a good laugh? Sometimes you need it, chat.
Christopher, I have to say thank you.
You're welcome.
I was not having a laughing day.
You were not having a laughing day.
And I did not believe when he said we were having super awesome mega fun time, because I was pretty sure he was just doing that to make Gabe sorry for not having come into work today.
Kind of. A little bit.
Because Gabe was taking the day off and Chris was perturbed about it. So
yes.
So my thinking was that he was just doing this to make it seem like to Gabe that Gabe was missing out on something super fun.
That's right.
But now with a fart button at my disposal, I have realized that you should never underestimate the Chris.
Never underestimate my powers, chat. Hey, guess what? I have another thing.
Oh,
this
God.
one not as fun maybe, but...
Jason, can you hear me over there?
Do you have a voice changer?
I
Oh my
have
God.
I have a little megaphone, and chat, I do have a noise gate
He
on.
has a megaphone.
Chat, I don't know how this sounds to you. It sounds hilarious to us, but
That's pretty good. He has literally a tiny megaphone, and he's over there with the megaphone held up to his mouth, like backed away from the microphone. That's hilarious.
Chat, we're gonna need you to pull over.
This one's a little bit for me.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like that one's a lot of problems for the rest of us.
But also a little bit for Jason, so he can walk around the office with a little mini megaphone if he needs to.
We need y'all to get back to work.
It also has a record button.
What?
But I have something recorded on there, which is silly. So I don't know. Chat won't be able to hear that because I'll have to actually increase the volume on it. But
you can record something that it plays back.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're all adults. Everybody, welcome in. It's giveaway. We're doing the giveaway later today, but you only need to type in your giveaway, !giveaway once, and you'll be in there. I'm catching up with all of these crazy shenanigans from chat. Welcome in. Dusty Hobby, start quoting Cool Runnings.
You
I
brought
won't.
a fart button to stream. And you expect chat to react how?
The stream's a simple thing. Yeah, so's a toilet. That's my one Cool Runnings quote, chat. You're welcome.
Oh, my God.
I'll send you my residual payment or check, or you send me a check. Today I learned that Chris and G... Oh, my gosh. Oh, man.
What'd you learn today?
It says Gene Fletcher may be one and the same person. Oh, my gosh. Papa Chicken. If you are just tuning in, welcome.
I'm sorry for you.
I'm over here.
I'm going to go ahead and apologize to anybody that this is your first time viewing the stream. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm sorry at the onset, just so we don't have to circle back to that later.
Jason, you're gonna need to center up for me.
I'm sorry. I only get one of these very rarely. Chat, get hyped. I'm not doing it.
Chat.
Jason, I'm gonna need you to center up that model for chat there.
Chat. We're hiring.
Oh no.
We're hiring, and no, you do not get the megaphone.
It probably sounds so funny. Oh, maybe not. Hopefully, chat, I have no idea what that sounds like, so I am so sorry if I just blew out your eardrums.
He's really not. I think it was his plan all along.
Oh, Route the Great. If you, if also, really quick, if you're over on YouTube, make sure to hop over to Twitch. That's where we can do the little giveaway, the hashtag giveaways. I just want to make sure you get into the count. I have that all set up there, so just a fun thing coming later.
Yes, if you are on YouTube, even if you just dodge over to Twitch for a second to enter, you can still win if you're only a present in YouTube chat.
Absolutely.
But you have to be on Twitch to get the entry.
Yep.
That's the way all that works, gang.
Chat, I'm going to get this train back on track. So
That's
Jason has been yesterday. Jason primed up these models. He did some highlights and dry brushing to get them to this stage. And Jason, what are you doing now?
I am going in and starting to block in colors of other details. I'm starting with weapons and what I want to be kind of a gunmetal metallic. So I'm using blue black to give me a base coat on stuff that will be kind of, my version of gunmetal, steel, carbon, fiber black, whatever you imagine the material to be. And I will go through and, just get some color on these parts to separate them out from the rest of the model, because especially on small scale, fine detailed models like this, there's a ton going on these guys.
Yeah.
Little panels and stuff. This is the part where I start looking at, okay, well, what color should all these little bits and doodads be?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of them. There's a lot of doodads here, chat.
Yeah, there are a lot of doodads. There's a lot of cool extra bits on these as well. What are the closest colors to the... one second here. The B-Town's asking, what are the closest colors to the Army Painter John Blanche set? First time chat? Or no, that's from B-Town.
We have, if you go over and join the Discord, I know somebody asked that question, and the paint list got listed up over there. It's basically an expanded Zorn palette. So if you look up the Zorn palette, that'll show you. It's like, red oxides, yellow ochre, Payne's gray. I think there's a black, and there's probably a satin black. Things of that nature. I would have to look at the set, which I haven't paid much attention to because it's nothing special. It's no new colors. It's some fairly standard art colors that we already have in the line. Yeah. But it is a great palette to work with. It's not going to have a lot of greens and blues. It's going to be centered more on that kind of, what would I call that? I mean, other than calling it the Zorn palette, where your yellows and reds and blacks and grays and browns, some umbers. Yeah. And then I never looked at it. I honest to God, I have not looked at them, so I would have to look at a picture of the other set, because somebody in Discord was asking, what about the second set? I didn't know anything about it. So, as many people know, I have never really been a follower of John Blanche. His art was always fairly sloppy to me, but it was definitely indicative of the early Games Workshop style, and has a really cool factor to it for some of the old characters that he created in visual for the first time. Some of the old Inquisition guys and stuff like that are images that I will always remember. Yeah. Not a fan of his anatomy and stuff. He's
Again, if you're just tuning in, welcome. Super Duper John is in the chat today.
John. Blame Super Duper John if anything.
Today is sponsored by Super Duper John. Thank you, Super Duper John. If you are joining chat, Super Duper John is the person who donated to the stream today to give away the mega set later.
Yes.
So thank you so much to Super Duper John. Hearts for him in chat. Random question about buying paint on Amazon. Only a subset of your paint sets are listed on your Amazon store, and only 2 of the signature series. I have Amazon gift cards, but I want to buy some more sets. Is there a specific reason why?
All of the normal ones, but not all of the signature series are always on there. The signature series was never intended to be on Amazon. We royalty share with the artists, and Amazon takes so much money to sell on their platform that it then steals from the artist for no good reason, other than for people to have the ease of purchasing on Amazon. And so we've always struggled with that, because we did the signature series to really help benefit the artists that do the series with us. And Amazon is akin to theft, the amount of money that they take when you sell stuff on their platform. I say that. I mean, obviously it's marketing. There's a million people shopping on Amazon, so more people will see your product. So it's a tough one for us. But yeah, if you have something that you are looking to do like that, I would tell you to send an email to support, and we might be able to get it listed for you. But I don't know that it would happen quick enough for you. Your best place to do that is either at your FLGS, support your local gaming store, or by getting it direct off our site, if it doesn't show up on the Amazon page. I'm not a huge Amazon fan, so.
So are you just going around these models, essentially just picking out some of this with the black blue here?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, like,
black?
I have the box art, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm not trying to paint along with the box art, although as I'm looking at it, they are kind of tan. I don't intend to do the green, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
But I'm looking at how they're doing the metal, and like on the torso of this guy I'm painting, they've kind of got the whole shoulder and head area is metal, and I like that.
Oh, yeah.
To where it breaks the tan off into smaller bits. So I kind of do dig that. I might follow that lead now that I'm seeing it that way. Mm-hmm. They didn't paint the chin that color, but the rest of it is. So yeah, I kind of dig that.
Yeah.
I might copy that.
Shadowcast has a question. How long is shipping off your site normally?
So you can always look in the FAQ section on the site, and it gives you an updated list on how, because customer service will always look, and various times, like during holidays, may update it. But in non-holidays timing, like right now, we say 24 to 48 hours. It lists it at like 72, but we turn orders around sometimes same day. In normal stuff, but you'll within 2 days of business days, you would get a notification on shipping, unless it was like holiday or you called and said you wanted to add something to order. We're very, very fast.
Nice.
We struggle in the holidays because we get inundated with so many orders, which is great. But our team does bog down holidays, things like that. We do not ship on weekends, so realize that when we say business days, if you order on a Friday, it will not ship until Monday at the soonest. But we pride ourselves in being the fastest that you'll find under most circumstances. We want you to have your fun stuff.
Mm-hmm. If you're all tuning in, welcome. We are giving away a mega set courtesy of Super Duper John later in the stream. So probably a little bit towards the end. We stream from 2 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. So if you're in here for the giveaway, we just ask that you be here for giveaway. If you type !giveaway, you'll get your ticket in. We just ask you that you're here. We'll give you a little chance towards the end, but definitely we'll be doing that a little bit later in the stream.
Make sure you are following the channel.
Mm-hmm.
On Twitch.
Yep.
So even if you hop over from YouTube to enter into the giveaway, make sure you hit the follow button on the Twitch channel first, or it will not pick your name.
Yep. And we're just painting up some units today. Yesterday we started this new project for y'all. It is going to be a unit from Blackout, and it's basically start to finish, how to get a unit onto the table.
Yeah, we've been discussing a lot about my own process on how I think about color, how I attack painting a unit when I know I've got more than one guy. And, you're seeing it happen live, that I don't generally pick my colors ahead of time. Mm-hmm. I will go in and take a look. I might, it's funny because I might be at the store and see a particular model and be like, oh, and I have a vision in my head of what would make that look really cool. Like,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, that thing would look great if I painted it, in this camo green or whatever. And so I might get a kind of a vision of it from a main color family standpoint. Green, blue, that's what I mean when I say main color family. And pick up the model and then know that I'm going to paint the armor or the skin or whatever the color that I had the vision for. But beyond that, I don't plan much. And so what this series is intended to do is show you how I navigate that lack of planning to turn out something that still is awesome in the end. Without having to be, weighed down by the thought that if I don't see or have a plan or own all the colors, I can't start painting the model. Definitely not true. You can go crazy, right?
Yeah.
just start painting, kind of a thing.
Oh, Little Skinks has a question. Do you do all the models the same palette, or do you change up some of the colors as you go?
Depends. Like on these guys that are definitely in like the same type of uniform, so all of the field guys are in the same type of uniform, the same type of helmet, right? The same like flip up NVGs on them a lot of times. So I will probably use a similar palette for all of them. It's a great question because some of that comes down to the game or the way that I'm using the models. Because, you know, when I painted all of the what are these guys called? The Maw Pack?
The Maw.
The Ogre Maw Pack or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I chose to paint them all similarly because it helps speed the process up. So when I was painting to get this is the last unit that I kind of painted to completion, and it was just 5 models for the Warcry game from GW. And what I chose to do to give them a little variation is change the color of the loincloth that they had.
Yeah.
But I used the same color for everything else. The leather strapping, the bones, the skin, everything else was very similar so that they felt like they were, you know, the same type of monster. Number one, a little bit of personality with the color of the loincloth. So I used like the jade on this one, and maybe I did one in purple and red and green or whatever. So you can add variations in color to give identifiers to individual models as you need. Like in Warcry, each one has a different card that goes with it and a different, you know, rule set, so to speak, or a different stat line. So it's kind of neat to be able to give a little bit of variation in certain places, but it doesn't have to be a lot. Now, contrast that with the fact that if you were playing something like Necromunda gang, even though they're all in the same gang, you can think of it being more like Mad Max or something, right? Where it's kind of like every one of them could have their own personality from the full clothing, the color of their clothing. When I have armies or units that look like they're like Space Marines, they're all in the same armor. If they all come from the same chapter, then they're all going to be variations on a theme. Does it mean that they all have to be exactly, if you can paint a unit Ultramarines, do they all have to be the exact same blue? No. You could have it that one is darker than the rest of them to show off that he's older, been around longer, you know, things like that. So you can create that story in your head. So the world is your oyster in that regard. You can choose as you want. Visually, though, if it's a unit that's meant to be together, the easiest way to get cohesion in your mind and for the person looking at it is to have them be very similar. Then painting different units a little bit differently so that you can identify which is which, you know, especially if you have units that all have the same weapon loadout, because a lot of times like in 40K and such, you'll have a unit of troopers over here that have the exact same weapon loadout as these guys over here. And so sometimes it's like do them where one of them has red shoulder pads and the other one has green or something like that. So you give unit designations to them, make them visually stand out. But there's no reason either way other than what you're building it for. If you're building it for ease of recognition on the gaming table, then yeah, I think units should share a cohesive color scheme. If they're more like individual characters, like in Mordheim, Necromunda, D&D, stuff like that, then go to town. Even if they're all supposed to be, you know, from the same war band, change up the colors and give them individuality. Give them all a personality. I think that's a lot of fun.
Nice. Welcome in, everybody. It's a big day.
It's Friday.
It's a Friday. It's a giveaway day. Monument? I don't know how to pronounce this guy. Monument Jueba? I don't know who that is, but...
Who?
It's like Monument Jabili?
Monument Jabe? Jabe?
I don't know. I might have to ban that guy.
Jabe?
Looks like,
he's stealing our company name, number one. That's not cool.
Looks like spam.
He's pretending to be us. That's not cool.
Has Chris been stinky today?
Has Chris been stinky today? Who asked that question?
That was Monument Jabe.
Yes. The fart box says yes.
Oh, man.
I think the fart box is going to replace the fact that I run the business off of a Magic 8-Ball.
You just, depending on how bad that fart is.
I'm just going to make my decisions based on the fart that comes up. I'll write a little narrative about which fart equals what answer. And then when people come in and ask me questions, I'll just hit the fart box. Fart box says...
Survey says...
Oh, sorry, not today, gang.
Here's a question.
Not today.
Shirky Face, do you ever paint non-war game /shooty/stabby models?
Sure.
Yes, we actually had a big series several weeks ago now on painting busts. So definitely check our past live tab.
Now,
check out a variety.
even like when we do stuff like our texture trainers, right, are built around fantasy style characters or sci-fi characters because that's really what world we live in as miniature painters.
Yep.
I'm not a huge fan of more slice of life figurines. They make some like we always see the cozy. It was in I forget who it was, but somebody painted the cozy model in our Discord challenge this last month.
Yeah,
it's the girl with a sweater holding the coffee mug.
Cannibal.
Yeah. So Cannibal painted it, and so I don't like those slice of life models as much because they don't inspire me to think beyond the true reality of it all. They can. There's times where I'm like, oh, I would paint that and paint her like she was undead. And you can create a story out of that uncanny valley of painting something that's just like a model of your dad, and you paint him as a vampire or something, and that could be fun. But it's not where I find myself finding my kind of rule of cool. I look at stuff and I'm like, ooh, look, robot. I'm still a 9-year-old when it comes to that kind of stuff. My 9-year-old self doesn't like slice of life models as much, but they exist and they're great. And they can be amazing practice palettes because they do allow you a great resource to look at what that would be in the real world. What would this sweater that I'm painting look like? Go and match that, and now you've just given yourself a set of tools when you knock it out of the park that will be great for life on painting anything else. So
yeah,
they're a great resource. Just not my cup of tea generally. I'm more into fantasy and sci-fi and shoot 'em up.
Blackwind PT, thank you so much for that sub. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Welcome in, everybody. JT Payne says, I really like the texture trainers. Do you guys have any plans to do any more or other busts this year?
I am working on the next 3 texture trainers as we speak. Well, not as we speak because I'm here painting this, but but yes, I'm working on the next 3 texture trainers as time goes on, and I'm hoping to have those ready to go after the Adepticon type time frame. We won't have anything new. Well, we will. We will have one new texture trainer at Adepticon, actually. I forgot all about that. I got to send that over for support to our team over at the factory. I told them when I was over there. I was over at our manufacturing building today, and I told them we have a new texture trainer, and they got all excited. So they got to do the supports on that, get me a test print.
Nice.
I probably will not show that off until either right before or at Adepticon. It will be a show special, but it will also be available if you don't go to Adepticon, so don't worry. It's not like a limited edition thing. I don't think. At this point, I'm not planning on it being a limited edition thing.
Nice.
But yeah, I'll do another. We're doing them in series of 3. So series 1 was the Hunter, the Crone, and the Warrior. And series 2 will be more monstrosity based. I want to do some textures that deal with like monster skin and things like that. So
check out our store if you all need to check out our texture trainer. I just put a link up if you're interested. But yes, we'll have some of those. Hey, Cannibal, welcome in, Lumberjack.
Yeah, I love the texture trainers. They're a lot of fun. When I was sitting around and we were talking about it as an idea, I was like, this is such a great concept. And then we had it done like the next week.
Yeah.
I don't waste time. We got a good idea. Let's do
Lumberjack it. Tim, weren't there models for Age of Angra?
There are models for Age of Angra, yeah. They will be launching in the next week or so.
Yep, so stay tuned for that as well.
There are
a lot of
3
big things.
Models for Age of Angra.
Yep.
You've got Danav. Devandra.
Courtesy of Baby J painting those ones.
And then Kimar Jen, who is around someplace.
It was up there, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, sure she is. And the Kimar Jen.
Nice.
Great models.
Great
I'm excited
stuff
for everybody to get their hands on them. They're a lot of fun to paint.
I wish this sound box had like a oh ooh. Ah.
All we have is That's the world we live in, chat.
Oh, no.
That's the world we live in, chat. They gave me a fart box.
You can call me Dr. Frankenstein.
They gave me a fart box, chat.
Because I created a monster.
Fart box. This is what they said. They said, you know what Jason needs?
A fart box.
A fart box.
Everybody needs that in their life, chat. Welcome in. If you're just now tuning in, we're having a giveaway later on stream. Type in exclamation giveaway to submit a ticket. Later in the stream, we will be giving away a 69 color mega set.
Yeah.
One of our biggest mega sets. It's a big one, and it's awesome. If you're all familiar. Let me grab this real quick. I'll show you guys. Hold.
When he sings, the world gets weird, chat. The world gets weird.
The world gets weird.
One day, he came in. I was like, Chris, and I asked him some question. What's the status on that thing? And he goes, oh, let me tell you in song. Let me tell it to you in song. Let me sing it for you.
Dun, 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 dun.
And that's exactly what he did.
And here it is. Hold, ready for that link. Here it is. There it is. If you're all interested, that is the full mega set we'll be giving away later on stream. So stay tuned. It's a big day, chat.
Big day, chat.
One might say we're going to drop a bomb. Oh, man. I'm here all night. Good night, everybody.
He just said you'd be here all night.
I
then
know.
you said good night.
That's the joke, Jason. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Christopher, you just said you'd be here all night.
Eric, it is only for Twitch viewers, but you can hop over there and type in ! giveaway and just submit a ticket and then hop back over to YouTube. Who gave Cannibal, who gave Mr. Sushi a soundboard? Myself.
So we made a mistake.
Because I am the captain now.
We made a mistake in not telling Christopher that he didn't have that power. And now we're doomed. Because now he thinks he has that power.
I said this yesterday, chat, and I stand by it. I will not abuse this power. It will only be on rare occasion. And today is one of those rare occasions. So the fart button, that's out of my control now. That is not my jurisdiction any longer.
It is his fault, though.
I will take the blame. I'm also an 8-year-old at heart, and fart sounds get me. And I get fart sounds. I have a mutual relationship with the fart sounds.
Oh, let's not go there. We don't need to be talking about your personal life.
Yes. Wad would say harsh, but fair. Yes.
Woody, though?
Harsh, but fair. Pop Chicken, Christopher, you're supposed to be you're supposed to bring balance to chat, not destroy it. Chat, it's all right. That's what I'm here for. Fartbox Fridays here at Monument. No, this is a rare occasion, Wad. So soak it all in. Soak it all in.
It's not all right. None of this is all right. This is supposed to be a relaxing Friday. Somehow it turned into Fart Friday. I'm still a little lost. I don't know how to feel.
It's all right.
I don't know how to act because part of me is having a lot of 9-year-old child fun.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
And the other part is hiring.
That's great. You have to have a balance, a yin and a yang, a Smeagol and a Gollum.
Yeah.
What's more, Doghouse, what's not more relaxing than a good fart? Amen to that. There it is, chat. Yeah, that's, Doghouse, you are nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize with that one.
But have you ever just been like randomly walking and farted?
I think so. Yeah.
You know, like you're just walking and all of a sudden one squeaks out and you're like, I didn't know that was coming.
You're like,
Took me by surprise too.
I should go home.
Yeah, when people look at you funny, you're like, hey, I'm right there with you. No idea that was coming. Had no idea that was coming. So I'm apologetic, but also laughing.
Yeah. Oh my
at my predicament.
Oh, man. It's all right. I will take the bullet, chat, for this debauchery today. It's all right. I had to.
So, Chris, did you like run home and buy these things yesterday?
No. This
a plan?
I have a plan. I might be goofy, but there's always a plan. Chat.
He's
I always have a plan.
Not gonna lie, he is pretty goofy.
The inner workings of my mind are an enigma. Yes, there's always a plan. Now, does the plan always work? No. But there's always a plan. Always something going on. Many plans, many shenanigans, chat. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't even come to fruition. But I always have a plan. There's always a plan. Part of the plan.
How safe I feel, chat. Be on the lookout for me blinking twice. I don't feel safe around Christopher right this minute.
Well, there's going to be one final stage of Happy Fun Time, and that is the giveaway later today. So if you all have already typed in !giveaway, you get one ticket. We'll get them in, and that will be probably towards just around 4:00. So stay tuned for that. It's coming.
I'm still just picking around this model, trying to figure out what parts I want to be
blue,
black-ish.
Now, here's a question for you, Jason. When you're painting a unit like this, right, and you personally are picking out these parts, once you've kind of got a scheme for it, do you go back and do each model this paint stage?
Yes.
Like a batch paint?
Yep. I have found, it's funny because I get asked this all the time, like when painting units, do you finish one model at a time once you figured out your colors and all that? I'm like, no, that is actually a detriment for me. I lose interest in an army very quickly as I start finishing models.
Interesting. Okay.
So for me personally, I have to be a little careful in how I decide to maneuver and paint everything. I will try to do batch colors. So I will do this blue-black across a lot of models. Now, sometimes on stream, I'll paint one of the models just so we can get the color scheme defined, and to speed things up, because nobody really wants to watch me paint all the colors or the blue-black for 4 days. Right. So sometimes I'll speed it up. It is hard for me to then get interested in the color scheme again, because I'm like, oh, it's done.
Mm-hmm. So so you do batch painting essentially? Is that what you would call it?
Yep. And I think that's a great way to treat units that have a cohesive color scheme, something like this, where they're all in similar uniforms. Having them all be the same color scheme kind of tells the story of a military unit, right? Whereas if, like we talked before, if it was a Necromunda gang or Frostgrave or something where they weren't all going to be the same color, there wouldn't be a really good story there. There could be, but in general, it'd be like, oh, it's a bunch of mercenaries. So they probably all look very different. And if I'm doing that, then I might have to go through and paint them each one at a time. And that gets to be a little less of a struggle if every model's different, because I don't feel like I've got to go do the exact same thing again and again and again and again and again. So I just have to think about it from that perspective, because I will lose my painting mojo easily in situations where I have to continually do repetitive tasks. Once I finished it. I don't know what any of this is. I'm looking at this, I'm like, I don't know what any of this stuff is. There's just rivets, or there's no rivets, actually.
Bob has a question. Bob Arctor. can you demonstrate? Sorry, I'm scrolling back up here. Can you demonstrate some sharp edge highlights?
Sure. I certainly can.
Yeah.
When you're okay, so tell me what you're looking to see. Do you want to see how I do an edge highlight? How do I build up to an edge highlight? Right?
Do you need a model to paint on?
Model that I could use.
How about this?
Here.
Do you need that?
Yeah, maybe.
That help?
Yeah.
I had one.
So let me know what you're looking to see, because like I have, just how I would do the edge highlight. I can do a very high contrast edge highlight on
Bob
this.
says yes.
That didn't help.
All of it.
All of it.
Yeah, Bob, tag us, but make sure you clarify your question, and we can give you a quick example here for you.
Let me just walk through maybe more than what you were asking, but I think it will help pull it all together if I do it this way.
Yeah.
When I'm painting, I paint from dark to light. First off, let's get a bigger brush, right? So if I am looking at like the axe on, this is our Warrior texture trainer. And if I want to do this axe, I would start with a dark base. So I'm just going to use the same blue-black that I just had, right? And what really brings power into edge highlights is to work them as the kind of final touch, the icing on the cake, as it were. And in order for them to work, you've got to build up to that icing, right? So I've got to build these layers along the way. So I've got, my main steel color, maybe. Okay. I've got some dark ivory out here. I'm just going to mix my dark ivory into my blue-black. Just very quick, maybe that's my edge color for the blade. That's going to be my first highlight. Maybe I'm just going to do this very simply and very quick. So, right. Right. So if I have this edge, I've kind of wet blended it up, so don't worry about the blending style or whatever, but I've got now a blue that goes to a mid-tone blue. I could have this kind of stippled in to give me a little bit of texturing highlight up on this area too. I don't want to get too carried away here, but right. Then if I go back and now jump to a much brighter color, I will start doing my edge highlight with the side of the brush along this edge, this sharp edge that you're mentioning, right? I'll do the side of my brush so that I get a very even consistency of line thickness, and keep rotating the model around until I pick up that whole line. Okay. So as I'm doing it, the brush is touching at about that angle. Not, it's like maybe 75 degrees to the base.
Yeah.
And I'm dragging it across. And depending on the size of the brush, if you use a tiny brush for this, you'll get a much tighter line. I'm using a number 6, so I get a pretty broad line on that. And I do it before I get to my brightest color, because now that edge is kind of a blended highlight to all the other colors that I've had. I can use that same color down on these things, right? Maybe pick up this little point right there. Oh, maybe along here. Where I can't use the side of the brush, I gotta be good with using the tip of the brush to draw that line along the edge so that I don't jam color into the dark recesses. Okay. So here I can't really use the side of the brush to do this star shape. So I have to use the tip of the brush and just do short strokes until I cover that line. Okay. Then when I want to go back and do the final highlight, I grab the brightest color, which in this case is just bright ivory by itself. Do the same thing with the side of the brush, but now I want to hold it at a steeper angle. So more like the 90 degree or just a hair off, instead of like this, where it put a bigger line on there, increase that angle so that as I go across the top, I'm not leaving as thick of a line of paint anymore. I'm only touching the very top surface of the model. Right, and do that edge. Okay. Then at the brightest point, let's just say the brightest point is over here. Then I'll go back into my 75 degree angle, a little bit shallower, and hit just that part of the arc where I want it the brightest. In this case. So that it trails off in both directions. So I'll start with my angle very steep again, like 90 degrees over here. And then as I get towards the center of this area where I want it brighter, decrease my angle like this. So my line gets thicker through here, and then increase it back to 90 as it goes off the end. And that makes it blend into the edge, right? So you can't really tell where my original line started and my highlight line started because it tapers off into that original blended color, right? And then I use the tip of the brush and just grab the sections over here where it would be bright again, you know, maybe just right on the face or top of this thing here. And maybe just right up towards the top of this little point on the star. And then again, if I'm bright over here, I'll be bright over here. So I'll just kind of lean a little bit into my bright color towards the right side of this thing. Again, just trying to sketch in and leave that darkness in between. Something like that. Give it a little bit of directional lighting. Because of the shape of this thing, I would probably also come down and do a little bit here. And this is also going to need to be a hard edge highlight, but I don't have an edge. Right? So I've got to use the tip of the brush, and I just kind of in very light, sketchy brush strokes sketch that in, very thin, barely touching the model to keep my line thin like that. And then once I get it on there and I know the shape is good, then I can add a little bit more pressure and add a little bit more. By adding more pressure, my line thickens up. And I thicken that line up just like I did up above, just kind of in that one area right here, right here. Right? And you keep the line thin as it goes along the rest of this so that it doesn't look like it's quite as bright of a reflection. Let you push things further into the background the thinner they are. Right? And then thicken your line, regardless if this is metal or cloth or whatever, wherever the light is the brightest, thicken the line a little bit. That gives you more reflective shine there, gives a little bit more punch to the whole highlight. And there you go. Now we've kind of baked in very quick down and dirtywish.com non-metallic metal. Right? All based on building my color up to that final layer on the highlight. And that edge highlight is what makes it. But you can see, hopefully, that if I just did the base coat and then a bright highlight line, it would start to look like a Tron suit, too contrasty, right? Whereas if we blend up into that line, it gives us a lot better working space. So, does that help?
Yeah. Hey, great job, man. That was great. Bob, I hope that answered your question. Welcome in, everybody, if you're just now tuning in. Bob, yep, that was great.
Awesome. Cool.
Perfect. If you're all just tuning in, welcome in. Today we had 3 stages of fun already. And
I think this was stage 2.
That was stage 2.
I can't keep up.
That was
it's
stage
gotten
2.
off the rails here, but I have a fart button now. Fart button. Stage 2.
Wow. That one.
These people need to see a doctor.
Oh my gosh, that was stage 2. Stage 3 was my mini megaphone.
Baka's asking, did we answer T778's question from earlier? I do not know. Chris would know.
T8.
Stage 2 T778 with the definite best answer.
If you guys all have questions, be sure to tag Monument. If I missed it, we had a bunch of tickets coming in. So
yeah, T778. If you had a question we didn't answer, go ahead and ask it again. Chris will feed it over to me.
It was because the stages of fun did get a little out of hand.
They really didn't.
They really did.
He just was laughing too hard to pay attention. Blame Chris.
Hashtag
blame Chris. He just can't keep his act together.
Hashtag blame Chris. I will take the bullet, chat.
He just can't keep his act together.
Monument Baby J? Was Mr. Sushi done? Fart machine? What? See? What has he done? Oh, here's the question. Question from T778. If the paint is getting thick, do I just add some water or just dilute it? I just bought a second or third bottle and keep the thick for either paste or dry brushing.
What paint are we talking about?
Yeah.
Is it one of ours? Typically, with acrylic paint, you do not want to get into a situation where you're trying to reconstitute the paint in the bottle. You can add, like our glaze wash medium does a great job because it also has acrylic in it. Water will get it wet again as paint if it's drying up, but water does not add any acrylic. Water just dilutes the paint, and then the water evaporates and you're left with the same problem. Whereas the glaze wash medium or similar is like adding fresh, clear paint to it. It will also dilute the opacity of the paint, so you got to be careful. Don't add a lot. But that's your better way if you have a dry pot of paint. That's any paint. You can use our glaze wash medium with any paint that you think is, drying out a little too fast.
T778 is saying specifically bold titanium white and orange. They ended up thick in the bottle.
So it shouldn't ever happen if you're not leaving the tops open, first off. But yeah, adding a little bit of glaze wash medium to them will reconstitute them and allow them to be used longer. The first thing you need to make sure of is that you didn't take the seal out of the bottle and that you are closing the top fully, right? Our twist top, if you leave it open, the paint will thicken. Depending on where you're at, climate-wise, can be as quick as overnight. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but be careful with that. All right, I like that.
We do have one more stage of fun later.
The giveaway?
The giveaway.
Yeah,
that is our final stage of fun.
If you're just tuning in,
yep,
we are giving away a mega paint set. 69 of our main color range. Sent anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere?
Yeah. Thanks to Super Duper John. Make sure everybody you show some love in chat. Super Duper John in chat reached out to us and said, hey, I want to do a giveaway of a mega paint set. And when they first told me, I go, oh, great. Well, what's the channel they want to give it away on and all that stuff? They no, they want us to give it away. They want to buy one and have us give it away. I was like, what?
Yep. Super Duper John is in here. Thank you so much again, Super Duper John.
That's awesome. Giving back to the community in a huge way. That'll help get somebody some Pro Acryl if they don't already have some, or if you already have Pro Acryl, it's a great reset. If you already have every color and no need to get a reset on any of the colors in your line, we will also exchange that for product that you can use at similar value. So don't feel like you can't enter if you already own every Pro Acryl paint. You still can. We'll figure something out.
Yep. Muffin Truck, thank you so much for that Prime sub. We appreciate it. We had many stages of fun today because Super Duper John was so gracious to chat, and we really appreciate it.
So now I get to blame Super Duper John for my fart button? Super Duper John, I don't know that you knew this, but when you unleashed the Chris with this whole thing, now I have a fart button.
Oh.
So that's your fault, by the way.
Oh.
Just want you to know that. I want that to rest on your shoulders.
Jason had the audacity to tell me, do you ever have a plan, Chris? Oh, I always have a plan, chat.
Don't try to blame this on me.
I always have a plan.
Don't you dare try to blame this on me. Yeah, now he has a sound box.
That's okay.
Too.
Like I said yesterday, I am in rare form today. This will not happen on the regular, but today we rejoice.
Gabe, I need to make sure you never leave the office again.
No Gabe. Every time we say Gabe's name, we're getting that sound today.
Gabe, I need you to never leave the office again.
Okay,
Gabe is not. Gabe lives here now.
Oh no, I'm kidding. Gabe, you're all right.
Gabe lives here now.
You're right. Chuck, I'm bringing a real megaphone to Adepticon. Time to one up Chris.
Yeah, Chuck, that's not going to happen because they're going to have to pull you over.
Oh, that's right, chat. He also has a megaphone. This is just a day of reckoning for me.
It's just a little megaphone. Jason, I'm going to need you to center up for me.
I'm going to need you to
I'm sorry.
Swallow that.
I'm so sorry. Like I said, hey, Chris is the fun police. I am the fun police. Make sure you're having fun.
Chris, I'm going to need you to swallow that.
The Dork Depot. Gabe was super fun to chat with at LVO. He's the man. Yeah.
I mean, if you're into that sort of thing.
He's right.
If you're into that sort of thing.
Don't encourage him, Dork Depot. That's okay. Gabe's are cool. Gabe's a cool guy.
Did you say Gabe's are cool?
Gabe's are cool.
Gabe's are cool.
Gabe's are cool.
I don't know. That just gave a lot of license to a lot of people out there named
That's
Gabe.
okay.
That may not deserve it, Christopher. We happen to have gotten an okay Gabe.
Okay, I'm clipping that one for sure.
We cannot guarantee that your experience will be the same with Gabe's where you live.
We got a good one.
We have the luxury of having gotten a fairly decent Gabe.
Shirkface, what happens if the fart box and the megaphone get together? The building would explode.
I don't know, Chris, let's try it.
We would.
On 3.
No. We would have.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my gosh, that was the best. I can't chat because I don't want to have a horrible sound. Here you go. Let's
See what this sounds like here. Megaphone.
So he put the fart sound box up to the megaphone.
There it is.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. Oh, Jason wanted to do real things today. I'm sorry, chat.
Chat, we're hiring.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
we're hiring, chat.
Day. Happy days. Oh.
We're hiring. This is all after I took him out to lunch today too, by the way.
I know. We had a great lunch, and I'm like, this guy has no idea what's coming. Nope.
You know what I do love? I love that you hid the fart box in the model thing. You're like, there's something hidden on your desk, Jason, that's going to make an amazing show today.
It's going to make an amazing
show. There's a bright red and yellow thing peeking out of the shelving over here where all the miniatures are. And I'm like, and I see this.
It's the best.
Peeking out there is this stick figure blowing a toot.
It's the best.
Holy crap, dude.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh!
Oh, my.
Whoa!
You could taste that one,
I'm going to need you to settle down.
Oh, my gosh.
Holy moly.
Oh, no, that's... Yeah,
Holy
I had a
moly.
master plan. I said it yesterday. What did I say, chap? What did I say? I said there's going to be awesome fun time tomorrow. I said it. I kept to my word. Now, like I said, Jason was either going to love it or hate it. I think I hit the good. I think he loved it. Did I? Did it work?
I mean...
Did it? Woo! I think so, chat.
I have a hard time not enjoying a fart box. I gotta be honest with you.
I know. It's because you're human.
I'm not saying I'm gonna take it home and giggle in my office.
I'm so
and hit
sorry,
it when
Jen.
I'm all alone.
That's
Do not
on
clip
me.
any of that, because as I repeat that back out loud, I think to myself that's probably clipped out of context. I'm gonna make sure I'm never president.
Oh, now paint the fart button with wizard's butt. Oh no! See, that would be like a
crossing the streams.
That's like a unstoppable force meets an immovable object. We can't do that kind of stuff.
We don't cross the streams here, chat. We watch the movie. We pay attention.
We wouldn't want to blow up all of Phoenix, Arizona. That's what would happen. Oh, I don't know, Spaznet. I don't know how many of those have sold on Amazon in the past hour.
The fart box?
Hey, no. It's crazy. This one's actually a true story, chat. So everybody hunker down, right?
Oh god.
Hunker down, get next to that fire, get that cozy knit blanket you always have. It's cold outside.
God.
It's story time, chat.
Here it comes. Story time with Chris, chat. This is the point where you smile and nod and then go make a sandwich and leave it going so that you can come back when he's done.
I was walking down the street the other day, just minding my own business.
No way.
This is a true story, chat.
I do not believe this.
I was walking down the street, and I had just stopped running my 26-mile run because I'm a runner, and it's crazy. It was like dusk, right? So there, the lights were really beautiful. It was a nice, almost sunset.
I'm taking bets on what the punchline is. Anybody want to take bets on what the punchline is?
It was so crazy. Because we live in a desert, so I was kind of like in the middle of the road on this, big highway desert, and I see this little cart in front of me, and there's a sweet little old lady in a big redded, cloth hood, whatever you want to say, and she came up to me and she's like, I've got some goodies for sale, and I was like, oh, what do you got? And he's like, oh, I've got this magical button. And she showed me the fart button. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how much is this? And she pat me on the forehead and it's like, this one's on me. And then I grabbed the button and I looked down at it. And when I looked up, she disappeared like out of thin air. So I was flabbergasted, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is perfect timing. This is perfect timing because the moment of fun day, great time is happening tomorrow, and I have something for Jason for stream. So, yeah, the rest is history, chat. Poop Tempest. Arizona is such a magical place. That's Vex. And that's how we got the button, chat. So no Amazon here.
Moral of the story: never run 26 miles and talk to women in the desert.
That's great.
Moral of the story: there is a moral here, children. Do not run 26 miles in the desert and then talk to strange women.
There it is, chat. Oh man. She was great though. Gave me a magical button. And that's it.
That's all she wrote.
Oh my gosh. Well, sorry. That's just facts, everybody. Yeah, I'm running 28 tonight, Wad. It's going to be a big one. Because me, Chris, the runner, the runner. Now, I'm definitely more of a dwarf when it comes to running. Very effective in short distances, but not long distances.
Oh, my God.
Nicholas, they attract some odd folks when the PGA Tour rolls into Phoenix. Yeah, they do. Oh, interesting. You mentioned that. Oh, my gosh.
Here we go.
Nicholas, that's crazy, dude. That is a huge... Oh, my... We don't have time, chat. We don't have time to go do that. We just don't have time. The audacity of that tournament on a Friday.
Chat.
Gabe.
Chat, we're hiring.
That's me yelling for my job. Sorry, everybody. That was it for me. I hope everybody enjoyed my story. all the chat people attending Jason's Adepticon needs to show up with a fart button.
Oh my God.
Could you please?
Dude, I will bring the fart button to the Adepticon class. We will travel with the fart button. That is glorious, that idea.
Just the fart button. Oh no, what have we done, chat?
I'll be like, okay, and so step 2 is you get this, because we're painting red. I'll be like, I'll take the red oxide and I'll go in from the shadows out to the midtones. And once you get to the midtones, you just...
Just a little one.
That was just a little one.
Oh, there it is.
The flicker of the light.
That was it.
I always leave them a little bit of time because I feel like they're going to come back and like hit it with an instep. Oh! Whoa!
Oh my gosh.
Whoa, that one hurt. That one was painful.
Nicholas says, just make sure it isn't in your pocket at the airport bathroom.
Hey, wait a minute. That was a water bottle.
Buffalo Knight, you type in ! giveaway to submit a ticket. Art of Mike Disney. That was a sleeper fart.
That was a sleeper?
That was a sleeper.
How you doing, Mike?
Eric, beautiful real question. None of this shenanigans anymore. Eric has a great question. So I missed the beginning. Can you tell us again which process / colors you're using for the guns?
Yeah, right now it's literally just blue-black. Blue-black will just define the areas as the material I want them to be, so I'm not worried so much about what coloration I get right now. The blue-black is a great base layer for any kind of gunmetal that I do non-metallic style. Now, we also, because those were the colors we had out, I use the dark ivory with it to do this metal here, and that's probably the same workup I'll do on the guns. To give you an idea of what I'll achieve my non-metallic with is just adding dark ivory to the blue-black and work it up like that. So it gives you a really good gunmetal. And then you can put black wash back over it if you want to darken it back up. I like having things be a little bluer from a metallic sense, or even if it's supposed to be carbon fiber, just so that you get a little bit more color depth. It's not, black is just such a neutral, desaturating color. If I paint everything just black, it's not going to be near as cool in the long run. That's all we're doing so far. And then we've got, on the fatigues, we've got 3 colors. Yeah, 3 colors. Started with dark golden brown. Then we moved into drab brown. And then drab brown plus dark ivory. And then I guess the fourth one is we used the upcoming jade black in the shadows. So it's a little bit greenish blue shadow going on, which is kind of fun. And then the dark ivory has a dry brush over the top of all that, just to pick out some details. And I really only did the dry brush to help show me the details as I'm doing this step, so I can visually pick them off the model, because these models have a lot of tiny detail on them. Sometimes it's good to do a light dry brush over the model in its entirety, not necessarily because you want to see that dry brushed color at the end of the day, but because it'll help you identify all the different bits and bobs. Because, you've got like these true scale military guys that have got like tons of stuff on their belt and bags and all sorts of crazy crap. Solar panels. I don't know what's going on this guy. He's got all sorts of nonsense happening here.
Yellow Square, do you mix your own chromatic neutrals for complements or tint a neutral?
So you definitely can. The way that I paint, I'm not worried about complements on colors as such. I will tint, tone, and shade a color based on my need for value placement on that. But typically what I'm doing is adding in darker or lighter hues to do that, rather than altering the base hue to get that complementary. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like putting dark ivory into this color to tint it along the way, because it'll keep me into the blue range. I do not like mixing in neutrals into my colors, because they desaturate the vibrancy of the color too much. So, using like blacks, whites, grays to do tint, tone, and shade is kind of off limits to me in miniature painting, because I'm trying not only to generate the contrast on the model, but also keep the vibrancy of the color in most cases. Now, these guys that I'm doing are more realistic. We've been doing a lot of stuff that feels a little bit more scale model, military scale model style, the tank we just painted, things like that. So the color is in a more realistic vein. So I could use neutral tones to tint here and get away with it. But again, when the model is so small and you're taking it all in, having a little bit more punch in the color is a little bit better. And I say that I'm starting with a fairly desaturated blue-black right now that leads me into more of a gray tone, but I'll use the dark ivory into it to tint it rather than a white, because this keeps me with a little bit of yellow that will play with the blue to keep it on hue as I go. It gives me more color depth than if I just use like a white to tint this. This highlight on here, can you do a super zoom? The highlight we just did on here never reaches white, right? But it still is viewable as a bright white because of the fact that it just has that high value of the dark ivory takes on its own. But mixed in with the blue black, it gives me a good tonal change on the color itself. So that's how you'll see me painting, and what you'll learn from me is more of that blending of varied value hues, and staying away from neutrals.
Here's a question from Alphasaurus Omega. Question: if I wanted to paint an Eldar Soul Gem in a color red tone and use Pro Acryl Payne's Gray, Burgundy, and bold Pyrrole Red, if I paint the dark area of the gem Payne's Gray, should the mid-tone be Burgundy or a 1-to-1 mix of Burgundy and Payne's Gray?
I typically, when I'm doing a cool shadow on something, I typically am not mixing that cool shadow color in with anything as I progress through the coloring on the model. What really gives it its offset, much like on these guys. Do another super zoom.
Yep.
See if I can get, let's use the big guy, right?
Yeah.
So the big guy, you can see I've got this color called Jade Black. And the Jade Black gives me this bluish green, highly desaturated dark shadow color on here, right?
Oh.
And then when I move into the tans and such, I never mix that color in anywhere. Now, this was done airbrush, so I get a little bit of visual blending just by the fact that the airbrush atomizes the paint, and you get a little bit of fuzziness where the browns start overlaying the shadow color. So it gives you sort of a blend. But even if I were doing this on the brush, I would let the blend happen rather than mixing by taking the burgundy or dark burgundy over the Payne's Gray and just doing a thin coat first. A lot of times I talk about when you move to hue number 2 off of hue number 1. So this is Payne's Gray as a shadow, and then dark plum, right? And so the dark plum, you'll get a little bit of Payne's Gray reading on the very inner side of the shin there, or the lower leg. Then the plum starts happening, and then the Pyrrole Red comes on top of the plum. And so the first layer I always do of any hue as I'm adding it to the model is fairly thin so that it visually blends with the layer underneath it. So do Payne's Gray, then do the burgundy or dark burgundy, but do a thin layer first and stretch it as far back into the shadows as you feel comfortable doing. That way you've got your shadow being pure Payne's Gray, then coming out a little bit more on the gem into that burgundy Payne's Gray, and then build the burgundy up as you go towards your red with another layer, right? That works the best. Now, if you feel more comfortable rather than glazing like that, if you feel more comfortable with blending that color, then yes, you can do it that way too. But sometimes you don't get the same coloration by mixing the colors as you do by glazing one over the other, right? When you're mixing colors, it feels like another component that you've mixed. It's another physical color you're putting on the model. When you glaze, you tend to make it seem like light is playing that color fade, as opposed to it just like existing as that blended color.
Super Duper John has a question, and just for everybody, Super Duper John has sponsored the Mega Set giveaway. He gave
it's his fault.
It's his fault, but it's his beautiful, beautiful fault. But Super Duper John has a question. I just remember my question. Oh, good. Have you tried doing any colorful prismatic effects? I'm thinking about painting a samurai with his robe that represents the books rather than plain white from the movies. From the samurai, or I'm sorry, not samurai, Saruman. I should have seen that. I totally read samurai because I was reading another question at the same time. Saruman's white robes.
And it was more iridescent,
like
right?
Prismatic effect, yes. Actually, in the books, he was, sorry, I don't have many colors, but yes. He has a bunch of different, like, I would say iridescent. That's one way to put it.
Yeah, in the world of painting that we do, it goes back to that military, war torn worlds that we paint. I don't do anything that is like super bubblegum vibrant. Jen does a lot of that, and her layering typically runs into like, oranges, purples, magentas, that Lisa Frank style, we call it, that she busts out with these ridiculously vibrant colors and blends them all together and continues to maintain her vibrancy throughout. For me, when doing those types of effects, the closest thing that I've got is kind of Dante's Wings that I've done recently, where I do it through layering. So this is kind of like, if you were doing like iridescent white, I've got like dark blue, dark purple in the shadows, dark magentas, jades, pinks, yellows, greens, other colors in there. So depending on how you move the wings, they give a shimmer of color, and you don't see the same underlying color at any angle. You turn the wing like this, that doesn't look like it's a white wing at all, but when you look at them, it really does represent, white feathers. Same thing from the inside. And so I've done that by putting those base colors on, using the like dark purple into magenta, into jade, into yellow, and just randomly applying those colors. Darker ones towards the shadows, brighter ones on the outside, but then doing a transparent film of white. You can either do that by thinning titanium white down, or we make a transparent white that's a zinc-based white, and airbrushing that over the top. And then just layering that very thin until it builds up to the point where I can still see my colors, but I've pushed the color of the feather to where it reads as white wings. So nobody would argue that these are white wings, but they have a really neat iridescent shimmer to them. Now that shimmer is not going to be like a true iridescence where it's going to like move visually as you look at it, because it's hard painted in location on the model. I don't like using effect paints that do that, like color shift paints and things, because then the model never reads correctly for the image that I've created. The shadows are never going to be in the right spot. They're going to move as you move the model, whereas here the shadow is baked into the underside of the wing no matter how I turn it. So
nice. Hopefully that answers your question. For all of you just tuning in, welcome. We are having a giveaway today towards the end of the stream, so make sure you type in !giveaway, but be sure to follow the channel to make sure you get submitted for that ticket. And we're also painting up some units. We started these guys yesterday, and we're continuing them today.
I feel like this guy is like a drop trooper or something. It looks like he has like a little, like not quite a jump pack, but it looks like these things would pop out as wings. Yeah. And he has these little thruster pack things by his waist, so maybe it is like a little short distance jump pack.
Yeah, art of Mike Disney. They look super cool. They're cool models. They're from a game called Blackout. Anybody is interested? I know a couple people asked that earlier.
It's like a kind of like what to call, like a scaled down Infinity.
Yeah, there it is.
Like a lighter weight, faster playing version of Infinity. Done with
yellow square is like, oh no, those are his fart buttons.
Yes, also
that's that was the first segment of our show today. Was happy fun time, win-win time. Yeah. So stay tuned. We're going to be doing a giveaway very soon.
No soldier is safe without a fart button.
That's right.
I mean, imagine if you just carried one in your pack and you got like captured. You're like, okay, whoa. Can I just show you one thing before we get started with the interrogation?
Yeah.
What do you want to show us, infidel? And you bring this out. And all of a sudden, everybody's friends.
Oh
everybody's laughing.
Then a Quentin Tarantino montage happens. This is how it goes, chat.
This is where it starts. All right. Yeah. I feel like I'm not going to be done with this color on this first pass. I feel like as I go in and start adding other colors, I'm going to find things that I also want to be black. But I'm going to stick to my guns here. No pun intended. I am painting mostly the guns. I really like that whoever sculpted these had a understanding of human anatomy while wielding weapons. The holding arms at the low ready, high ready as moving is very evident that whoever was, designing these models had a firm grip on actual movement in combat, as opposed to 40K typically is a little over the top, although you got Space Marines and you can afford to be, but like Infinity's kind of slap happy. You know that whoever designed Infinity models never shot a gun in their life, because the magazine is like a banana magazine that goes the wrong direction and would never feed bullets in. But again, there's certain things that I can't suspend my disbelief.
Okay.
And like weapons on models is one that's really hard sometimes. And that's just a me thing. But when I saw these models, I was like, ooh, this person knows what they're doing. Which was very refreshing.
Yeah. They're very cool models. Definitely very well made. And they have a lot of cool details on them too to catch those.
Oh my god!
That dry brush step you did yesterday really caught a lot of them, which was really cool. So if y'all missed that, check out yesterday's VOD. He did some priming and dry brushing that really brought these guys to life.
Like I said, I wouldn't normally do the dry brush step on a typical wargaming scale model because I can see and kind of grasp what everything is. But these are what I would call true scale. These are, actual. Everything is sized towards the way it would be reflected against the human body. So the pouches, the ties, there's glow sticks coming off the belt. They have a tremendous amount of detailing here that is refreshing in its design, annoying in its, I have to paint this part. So the dry brush lets me pull all that detail out and see it real quick. So as I'm going through this step where I'm trying to figure out color of stuff, I can recognize what things are pretty quickly. Whereas if you weren't, sometimes your eye just misses stuff. And that's where I really get frustrated with details, is when I'm halfway done with the model and then I'm like, oh, that's a thing I should have painted this color, right?
Yeah.
It always happens. And it will happen on these models because they literally have so much stuff.
And they're really cool.
Well, this is real kit. Like, this is based on like real kit. These guys out in the theater fighting, this is like real kit. These guys have got the stuff you would take out into combat.
Poop Tempest has a question. I'm going to summarize it here. Poop Tempest looks like they're making a kill team White Scars. Do you have any resources or tips on how to specifically paint white armor?
Yeah, don't use white. It sounds counterproductive, but the reality for the way that I like to tell people is try to think of the kind of white you're looking for and scale it back to colors that don't include white except for maybe your final highlight. Like if I was painting a stormtrooper or a white scar, right? So white scar is all white armor. What do you envision the white armor would dirty to? Like what color, if it got dirty, would it dirty to? Are they in an environment where it would dirty to browns? Are they in an environment where it dirty to dusty grays? Are you thinking about doing them in clean white armor? So it'd be more shiny? Answer those questions. We call that the storytelling component. Put your model in your mind in the environment that it would be in, if you were out, 9 years old playing with your toys in the dirt, right? How would you envision those white scars looking? And then build your white up off of that color. So if I thought my dirty white would actually be more of a brown, then I would start with brown as a base and then work up through ivories, finally ending in bright ivory as my white. The white would be a little yellowish. It would be dirty with browns, as if I've been out, playing in the dirt. And I would get a really, really good white out of that. If my vision was that it would be very clean, then I might start from dark blues and then into blue grays, right? and then maybe mix white into my blue grays or white blue as my final white. That would keep it, the blue looks a little clinical, more like hospital white. Feels cleaner, like it's been bleached, you know? So there's a lot of ways to paint white. All of the right ones don't include using any white. Because white is the brightest color you can use. There's nothing brighter than white that doesn't like illuminate, you know, or phosphoresce or something like that, right? But white is going to be your brightest color. So once you put white on the model, you can't get any brighter. How do you highlight white? So if you paint a Stormtrooper white, how do you get highlights? And highlights are necessary on every model. You got to have some highlights. You got to have something that makes it look like it has some shine or material focus on it or something. And you can't highlight white. So you use white as your final highlight for whatever color you thought got you to white. Bright neutral gray, things like that.
Looking to get a clean white, I'm thinking about starting a bright neutral gray and giving it a colder white highlight.
Yep, bright neutral gray and white blue. Fantastic in that realm.
Papa Chicken, here's a question.
At Adepticon, we've got a bright green, gray and blue gray, or bright cool gray. We've got some really cool colors that will work in that world too.
Yeah,
that are a lot of fun. So
really cool colors. Papa Chicken. Question for you. Struggling to get a blue that's electric blue enough. Sky blue plus white blue is too desaturated. Mixing another blue is too dark. Any thoughts on what I should mix?
Sky blue, white blue, and blue transparent.
Oh.
Let the blue transparent give you the electric back. Let the white blue brighten the color up as much as you need it. And then you just thin back that transparent blue to get you where you want to be.
Voldemort saying, how do you paint Darth Vader then? That's kind of like the VODs that from a couple weeks ago, how to paint black armor.
Yeah, we just did a black armor thing.
Check that out. It's kind of the same concept of what Jason just asked. Plus, we also have a YouTube video up on how to paint black armor. So check that one out as well.
Yeah, a lot of times, like, I want these guns to be technically black guns, but I'm not using any black. I might do a pass of black wash. Like in the black armor video, I used black wash to drag everything down darker at the very end. And that's passable. But again, you know, when we think about color, black doesn't appear as pure black in the real world. You look at a black car, it's going to reflect colors in the environment around it. Right? It might have a bluish hue as the reflections on it are seen. I really like blues and blue grays as a background for black. So that's what I'm doing here with the blue black.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can paint with just black, but again, now black is your deepest value, your darkest. So what do you do from there for shading it? How do you put volume, what we call volume, which is the contrast that brings shape into focus? How do you put volume on something that you've painted black? You can highlight it with grays all you want, but how do you make a shadow on something that's black? Because there's nothing darker than the black. So you could use like our coal black and then shade it with satin black, because the coal black is more like a super deep dark gray because of the matte finish. So you could do that and say that technically you're using black throughout the process, but you're still really wanting to start with something that isn't a deep black as the main color, so that you have deep black to move to as a shadow on that deep color. Some examples, right? The Space Marine I showed you a minute ago has a white helmet.
Yeah.
Right. On our YouTube channel, I show you, walk you through the steps of painting this from warm gray, dark warm gray into bright neutral gray, and then a little bit of transparent white over the top to really make the burst of white on the forehead, since it's a spherical shape and would have that real poignant shine on it. That's a white helmet. Nobody would ever tell you it's anything other than a white helmet, but there's no real white on it. There might be like a little bit of titanium white. Do a super zoom on that. Mm-hmm. There's a little bit of titanium white as that highlight down the ear, right there on the little hose thing, and right down the nose, whoop, and probably right on that line on the helmet. That's the only real white. Maybe the top of the ear.
Yeah.
Everything else, as you can see, is like warm grays. Right?
Yep.
Because that's what makes white believable, is when it still has a highlight, especially if it's metal. So how do you highlight white? You can't. So if you paint the whole helmet white, you got no highlight. There's no color you can put on there that creates a highlight. So you can't use white except on the edge, except on that little spot on the forehead to brighten it up. That's where you get white. and none of the white is here on the shoulder plates. It's all like bright pale yellow, right? So I don't use white anywhere else to get like bright shines on anything, right? This is white blue on the claws. But because it's the highest value on that piece, it can make it feel like you highlighted it with white. It's like, oh yeah, of course you highlighted that non-metallic gold with white. Of course that's white on there and white on them. And no, there's no white anywhere on this model except a little bit on the helmet. But you still get the feel that you've used white, because the brightest color on the model will lead the brain, as the more neutral that color becomes, will lead the brain to think, oh, you use white. But you always leave white as that final punch of brightness that you need. If I needed to punch the edge of this shield up a little bit more, I could drop a little white on there, and then it would get even brighter.
Chuck is asking, since we're talking about black and white and highlighting them, how about suggestions for a workup for black obsidian weapons?
Well, let me talk about the black armor first.
Oh, yeah.
On the black armor, right, this, if you go watch the video, this is all done with Payne's gray.
Yep.
Right, we have dark purple shadows, right? But this is all done with Payne's gray and white blue. But nobody would argue with you if you said, oh, yeah, he's got black armor and gold trim, right?
Yeah.
So it's Payne's gray, white blue, and then a black wash over the top. The black wash dims the blue down. If you go watch the video on this, it looked really grayish blue, looked like deep, deep blue navy armor, then the black wash over the top, and then punch back the white blue highlight. But there's no white on this, no black on this.
Yeah.
The black wash grays it all out, neutrals it down, but it's really the blue that gives it the feel of a natural black, because it's like reflective of the light and the environment and the sky and whatever else. Makes it feel a little bit more realistic.
Yep.
And then for obsidian, I always have to look at it, because obsidian is like super shiny, right? Is that what I'm thinking of? It's like the glassy?
Yep.
So it's really just like non-metallic black, just high gloss black. But I would still start it with something like what I did on that armor. I would just push it up to more, instead of just white blue, up to white as a shine, because it's more of a glassy surface, so it's highly reflective. Bright neutral gray, white as the highlights. Remember that when we say we're painting non-metallic metal and such, what we're really saying is we're painting reflective surfaces. Metal is just a form of a reflective surface in the way we talk about NMM versus, what is it? TMM for true metallic metal, which is not true metallic. There's not a metal flake paint on the planet that looks like real metal when you really hold the metal in your hand too. What you're trying to do is recreate the reflection of light on a hard surface. So when I show you how to do something in non-metallic metal, I'm showing you how to do a reflected surface of that color. So if I show you black non-metallic metal, that's also onyx. You just have to determine now, am I taking that black shinier or duller? And then follow the rules that I've said. You blend more color further apart if it's duller. You blend less color closer together if it's shinier, to where your white and your black might be right next to each other on a mirrored surface. Right? And then on a dull, stainless steel surface, your white and your black have a bunch of gray blend in between them that spreads the distance of that contrast, that makes it feel like the light disperses across that surface more. When you look at a mirror, right, a mirror doesn't have any blended, faded colors on it. It's stark contrast reflecting back exactly what it sees. That's the same with metal and shiny objects. So that's why we tend to use the word reflective surface painting rather than non-metallic metal, just because it's more of a true indication of what we're doing. I don't like that people get hung up on saying, okay, you've shown us metal, now show us onyx. Well, I have. It's the same, because it's painting shine on things. It all comes down to the object shape, directionality of light, how it would reflect and refract that light beam back at your eye, that kind of stuff. It's the geometry of light that we're really talking about.
Working on the Red Gobbo Surprise, the very last thing I'm working on is the Christmas lights used as a rope. Not sure if we've seen them on the model, but how'd you go about recreating these yellow and brown reflective bulbs?
Yellow and brown?
So like Christmas bulbs, essentially, is what I think
are they light sources?
Yeah.
Or are they ornaments?
I think they're actual like rope lights, like the old bulbs. I'll double check. I believe,
because if they're on, you're talking about painting a light source, right?
I don't know if they're on. They might be. Let us know if they're on.
Yeah, like, are you trying to do OSL and generate some light from them? You just, with a bulb that's on, you just want to make sure that
turned off. Oh, okay.
They're turned off?
Yeah.
If they're turned off, then you're just painting a sphere.
Yeah.
Right? You could treat it like a frosted bulb, and you could just paint a sphere, like just shade it like a normal sphere. Showing it as a clear glass bulb is a pain in the butt.
I'm sure.
Because the way that light reflects and bumps around on that, but you could look at, clear glass sphere. The problem is that you can't paint it's a solid object on the model.
Yeah.
So you can't paint the empty space that would occur on the inside of the bulb. So it makes it really difficult. I would look up techniques like painting, what am I trying to say? Like flasks, fluid in a flask. That gives a thing. The problem is it only looks good from two directions when you do that. Because you're painting a three-dimensional surface that is supposed to be able to be seen through, and you can't see through it. So you can only really get the highlight and reflection right from two viewing angles, and the rest of the viewing angles all look wrong. Because you can't stretch the paint around the surface to look as you turn it, a globe, you'd be seeing through it the whole time, right? When it's a solid surface, you can't. So, if I have do I have any bright paint out here left? You can get some of this ivory.
Yeah.
And some more blue. I'm making work with blue-black today.
That's great.
Right. So let's assume I had a bulb or a glass, object, a sphere, right? And so I've got a sphere that I'll paint here, right? So this is my glass.
Yeah.
Ornament, light, whatever you got. Sorry for my circle. Sorry, it's kind of egg shaped, whatever. Mm-hmm. Then you can start taking the ivory, it'll probably wet blend here, and you start highlighting the way a sphere would highlight, right? But when you have a object that you can see through, you want to leave some darkness around that edge. So your highlight doesn't go all the way to the edge. Your highlight rides just inside the edge like this. Right? And so now you've got, you can't really see my blended highlight there, but hopefully you get the gist. Mix some color here and we'll do it again. But like right in here, you would have this blended color like so. And then you'd have a little bit of the mid-tone blended reflection on the other side too. Right. And so now you could have the idea very quickly of a glassy sphere. But the problem is, like, I'm painting it on my hand and it makes sense as a 2D object. Now think about painting this as a 3D object, because those are the shapes you need to paint, right? To get this to read as a shiny, glass bauble type thing, right? Okay, so what do you do as you turn the model? I've painted this on one side of it. What do I do as it turns? Yeah. Right. So it's easy to give you the things you need to do to create the idea of like a three-dimensional volume in a sphere. But as you rotate that sphere, this just now becomes a line that's painted on one side. And as you turn it, you lose the dimension of that line. So you see what I'm saying? So pick the angle that you're going to be looking at this model from the most and paint it that way. Or paint it with metallic paints. Mm-hmm. Right? The easy idea is if you paint it with metallic paints, then you have the light and the shine, but they become opaque balls. So I don't know what you're trying to come up with.
Celtic Boar, Lenny's Brushes, thank you so much for those subs. Appreciate it. If you're all just tuning in, welcome. We are having a giveaway soon. The clock is counting down. We got about 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
10 minutes till our giveaway. So if you have not already, make sure you follow the channel.
We're giving away, thanks to Super Duper John, one of our wonderful viewers, has given back to the community by purchasing a 69 paint mega set of Pro Acryl that we will be giving away to one lucky winner anywhere in the world.
Yep.
Got to be following the channel over here on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you come log in, create a Twitch account, do whatever you got to do. Get over here.
Yep.
Follow the channel, enter the giveaway. You can be on YouTube when we do the giveaway. You just got to be here to win. And yeah, you could win a 69 paint mega set.
That's right.
Jesus. How much does that cost?
It is currently retail for $250.
$250. There you go. The price is right.
Oh, I did not mean to shoot the gun.
That was the shotgun, baby.
I meant to do.
Wah, wah.
Oh, this is the last stage of the 4 stages of fun today.
Wait, what was the third stage?
What do you mean?
What do you mean was the third stage?
Oh my God.
That was the third stage.
Oh my God.
It was the megaphone. Come on, chat. See what I have to deal with?
What was the first stage?
What are you? The sound.
Oh, the sound box.
Oh, chat. My heart. Oh.
And then number 2 was.
It was the fart button. Oh,
Punny enough.
Glory.
Punny enough. Number 2 was the fart box.
I know that one. When that one stole the show.
All poo-poo times are pee-pee times, but not all pee-pee times are poo-poo times.
That's right. Bob Chicken Jason is unwell. Keppa, thank you so much for that sub. Orth, thank you as well. We really appreciate those subs.
Why am I unwell?
Yeah, Papa Chicken. Why is he unwell? Super Duper John. I just recently worked roughly 2 hours over 2 weeks and wanted to give back. Super Duper John, thank you so much. Philip, you don't get a giveaway. Get out of here.
Can't win, Phil.
Time to win. No, it is not time for you to win.
Can't win, Phil.
No.
Phil, you can't win.
Fill up. That's a negative.
New guy Phil can't win.
Ghoul, thank you so much for that sub. Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much. Appreciated it. Hype Train has started in the channel.
What is this? I don't know
what is this?
I don't know what this is. Like, I need to talk to this sculptor on some of these things. I'm like, I don't know what. I thought I had this thing figured out. Now I don't have this thing figured out at all.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, Jason.
I'm like, I thought that was like jump pack wings or like drop troop wings. Like they came out of a helicopter and instead of having a rope down, they could freaking just jump in these wings, and a little bit of booster pack helps them land safely. Now I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't know what that is, because this guy's got like a pouch tied to the wing, and that wouldn't be like a great idea.
Mrs. Thank you so much for those subs, y'all. If you're just now tuning in, make sure you follow the channel. Get that ticket in. Really appreciate these subs. And
thank you, everybody. Hope everybody's had a wonderful week. It is Friday.
It is
Friday. I hope everybody's got good weekend plans.
It is Friday.
You know what I'm doing this weekend?
What are you doing?
Nothing. It's gonna be glorious.
You're not doing anything. What are you talking about?
I don't think I'm doing. Am I doing anything? I don't think I'm doing anything. Maybe Jen and I go out for dinner. If I can coax her into date night.
Oh.
She didn't like me much. So.
Zorg Depot, thank you for that sub.
Jen doesn't like me very much. So I don't know if she'll do it or not. But
the hype train has continued.
Every
oh
now
my
and then
gosh.
She takes pity on me and goes out and eats with me in public. The only I'm always wondering why we only go to restaurants where there aren't any people. Like, she's always like, oh, there's this old restaurant that nobody goes to that I really want to go see if it's any good still. I'm like, why would we go to a restaurant nobody goes to? And now I kind of understand it's because she doesn't want to be seen with me.
Swifty Bear, it is not an official soundboard. It is analog. We go analog here. It is a little thing called a sound box, which has been a great idea.
Oh, yeah. It's fantastic, chat. I'm really happy to whoever had that idea. That's great.
Oh, like I said, chat, yesterday.
Jen will be happy because the old one was getting kind of cranky.
Here, let's see the old. Here's the old one, chat. Let's see if it even works. Nope. Nope. It doesn't work. It's on its last legs. Grease Monkey subbed. Thank you so much. Samurai Jack with the 100 bits.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Welcome.
everybody. We are giving back because of Super Duper John in chat, who
is crazy.
Is giving away via him a Pro Acryl Mega Set.
Super Duper John bought a Pro Acryl Mega Set and said, "Hey, can I give this away to one lucky viewer?" And we were like, "Heck yeah,
yep.
You may."
That link is a link to our Mega Set, so you can see everything in it. The Rabbit sub with Prime sub. Thank you so much. That's great. Oh, a real question. Sorry, everybody, if we have a lot of tickets coming in. So is it easier to glaze up highlights or to highlight with full opacity paint and then try to bring it back down?
You'll learn around here that I'm a fan of painting from shadow to highlight. It allows your brain to process moving out of darkness to light and moving your light colors towards the light source. In most cases, if you're just painting generic sunlight, whatever, doesn't matter. It just trains the brain better and winds up looking better in the end in most cases.
Yeah.
That's not 100%. I know a lot of people who paint from a white background and do a great job. It is more effort in general to go back in and paint the shadows in areas because you are talking about the areas that are hardest to get the brush into.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And so you wind up doing things like using washes and such that don't look as believable as shadows. So starting from a shadow color and then working your way up is a much better way to do it in most cases. So I finish with the highlight, basically.
All right, chat. We have 3 minutes. We have a 3-minute countdown for the giveaway timer. So be sure to stick around. We have a giveaway coming. So be sure to be here.
Got to be here. If we call your name and you're not here,
minutes.
Moving on to the next person.
That's right. We're moving on to the next person.
Got to be here. You got to be invested. Got to be invested. Got to be following the Twitch channel.
Yep.
Make sure if you're on YouTube, pop over here, enter in your Twitch handle, form one, create an account, join the giveaway, and then hit that follow button.
Justine, thank you so much for that. Sub, appreciate it. Hype Train. Yep, you got to be around. You got about 2.5 minutes. Tell your friends. There's a lot of tickets. A lot of tickets, one winner.
This guy's got an LMG. And a bunch of crap on his backpack. I don't have any idea what this would do. Like a range finder, distance, light.
Moonstreaks, thank you so much for that sub.
I don't know what any of this crap is. Where are my futuristic military boys? Who's time traveled to the near future?
Yeah, who's gone to the future?
In combat.
Anybody?
I know NVGs when I see them, but there's a lot of technology on these guys. I have no idea what it would be.
It's a big day, chat. We had, just a recap, just before this buzzer go off, we had stage 1 of fun, new sound bags, stage 2, fart button, stage 3, mini megaphone, and stage 4.
Did somebody say fart button?
Those quick ones. Doo, doo. Oh, that one. Oh, that one's a juicer.
That one needs to check his pants.
Oh my gosh! 1 minute left, everybody.
All right.
1 minute.
I have done great things. I have painted all of them.
Check that out.
With the color that I was. I painted one color on 8 dudes.
Nice.
So that's what I did today.
Hey, we'll take it.
That's it. That's the stage 2 of all of this. Starting to frame in the other materials, and in this case, we chose the carbon fiber metal, whatever we want to call the gunmetal black pieces on everything. Next, I'll pick whatever the next color is. Probably the boots. We'll get some sort of, maybe we'll go back to the brown drab.
Yeah. And
do boots and pouches and stuff. We're going to keep them fairly monochromatic. So Jerkface says, that's more than I painted today.
That's more.
What base are you going to do? Desert or urban? More of a dirty desert color on this. For urban bases, I have to generally start with the base at least built up. So I would have put maybe cork or something on there, a stone base, buy resin bases. You can get good, really cool. These are 25 and 40 mil bases. And then I think the big one is like 60 for the big guy.
And here it is. We're closing the entries.
What?
Giveaway is closed.
Giveaway's closed.
Here we go.
You got to do the drum roll.
I'm hold. Let's see.
You got to do the drum roll. Good luck to everybody out there. Remember, Mega Paint Set on the block. Here it comes.
It's coming. Hold on 1 second. Oh my gosh. Here we go.
Drum roll with farts.
Drum roll with farts. And here we go. We are holding for 1 second because the entry is closed. Close entries.
Oh, that hurts.
Okay.
I need to change my underwear.
Okay. Give me 1 second, chat. I'm figuring out. We have a lot of entries. 1 second.
That sounded chewy, says Filth Wizard.
I closed the entries.
Then you pick winner.
There you go. You guys ready? Oh my gosh, it's Jen too. Captain Mannerings. Captain Mannerings, are you here? Oh, Captain, are you here?
Whew.
Maybe.
That high pitch at the end was a little bit of a squeaker.
No, say no. Captain Mannerings.
Captain Mannerings, speak up or forever hold your peace. Oh, there you go. Captain
There
Mannerings
it
with
is,
the
Captain Mannerings.
OMG. OMG.
Thank you so much, everybody. That's it.
He was a bit shocked. He
Thank
pooped
you
himself.
so much. That's great. We did. We did. We had some.
They're doing the light change by. It's like the disco lighting.
Yes. Congratulations, everybody.
We need to have those hooked up to a sound box so when I hit the fart button, they do the fart flicker.
Yeah.
Can I come over here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, come on in.
Look, it's a
Check
gin.
it out. Oh my gosh.
And a puppy.
It's a gin and a shrimp.
Oh my gosh. Welcome.
Hi.
It's gin and the shrimp.
Thank you
Thanks
so
to
much,
John for
everybody.
being super and duper.
Yep.
Super duper John. Thank you so much for offering up that paint set for a giveaway. Mucho lovo. Hey, what's up? You want to hit the fart button?
Oh, Captain Mary's nice.
You want to hit the fart button?
No, she's too squirmy right now.
She's like going to jump out of your arms. She wants to be with Dad.
Heart for chat.
She likes to jump on Dad. So.
All right.
As always, thank you everyone for hanging out with us. Hope you had a wonderful week with us. We got a lot done. We worked a lot on the tank. We've now started a new unit of troops that we'll continue on with next week and get those guys done. Hopefully by end of the week next week. And yeah, tons of good stuff. We've got a lot of really good videos coming out of the tank tutorial that we did over the last week. And I don't know, when are they going to start seeing that stuff? Next week?
Next week.
Next week?
Yep.
Look at that. All right. So thanks so much for hanging out with us. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Remember, we do stream Mondays through Fridays, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time here in Phoenix, Arizona. We'd love to see you back. Please hit the follow button or the subscribe button if you're over on YouTube. We stream on both at the same time. All of the live streams then go to the live tab on YouTube for archival purposes, so you can go back and watch them again. This one would be great because you can just go to sleep by all the fart noises.
That's
You
right.
can just put it on repeat and fall asleep to... Jen's making an amazing face over there, by the way. So thank you so much. We got. Did you put all the links up?
Yeah.
Well, follow all the links that Chris put up in chat. Check out monumenthobbies.com and our FLGS link to find out where you can purchase your own Pro Acryl and wonderful Pro Series brushes. All the wonderful things we make. 5,379 people in the Discord playing with their units and what? Scroll back up.
I'm scrolling back up.
What did he say?
Captain Mannerings. There we go.
No, scroll back up.
I'm coming. Sorry. 1 second.
Playing with their units and pushing their fart buttons while waiting on a giveaway. That was pretty much sums up the show today, actually. So yes, so join us on the Discord. We'd love to see you over there too. Great community, great inspiration, fantastic artists, and good fun, good friends to be made. We'd love to see you over there. Stick around. We are going to find a channel to raid. Chris is going to take us over there, show some love in the chat that we wind up in. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll catch you back on Monday, gang. I'm out.